So we all know today's guest from 98 Degrees, which of course is still thriving, but he's been dipping his toes in some other stuff. I want to welcome Jeff Timmons to the show.
Hey, Astra, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So we need to talk about this new song, Lit, featuring Pompey. It went #1 on the dance charts. How did that make you feel? It debuted at #1, right?
Yeah. Are you kidding? It made me feel amazing. I mean, I had no idea that would happen. I didn't think it would react. I just kind of put it out for fun. You know, post-COVID, we thought it was a timely song, a lot of, energy and kind of, lighthearted type of thing. It's not like a 98 Degrees song or a ballad. So we just kind of threw it out there and thought it would be, a good time for it to come out. And the reaction's been overwhelmingly good. So I'm of course gonna ride with that and explore the new lane and all that stuff. I'm not much of a dancer, but I can I love to see people getting up and moving around to the song. So it's been really, really a great experience so far.
When we think of you, we think of boy band, we think of a group, and now you're doing a dance genre. Are there any other genres that you're looking to try to like get your hands into?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I write for almost every genre. Country, I think, is a genre that a lot of my songs could translate to. I love rock. I'm a rock guy at heart. I mean, where I grew up in the Midwest, it was Metallica and Guns N' Roses and
who would have thought?
Poison. Yeah, I mean that they didn't have. You had Michael Jackson and you had like that kind of stuff and Prince, which we loved, and then you had where we grew up, it was all rock. So my first concert was Guns N' Roses in Skid Row. So I'd love to get into that genre.
I mean, ironically, my first concert, and don't be mad, it was a boy band concert, but it was New Kids on the Block.
I'm not mad about that at all. That's my wife's band. I mean, she loves New Kids on the Block. When we were on tour with them, I think she was watching their shows more than ours. And I was like, okay, by the way, we're married and we have all these kids with us on tour. I know that's Donnie or Danny and John. And she won't tell me which one she loves. Your favorite.
Mine's Jordan.
Yeah,
she probably loves Jordan too. Now, I will say that the song Lit kind of gives me that summery kind of like, let's get ready vibe. Is that what you were going for?
Look, when I was going for it, it was for another artist. I was writing this for another artist, another guy.
So you actually wrote this song?
Yeah. I co-wrote the song and co-produced it with Pompey. So we passed it back and forth. We were never in the studio together. He had an artist. I was introduced to him. He's very talented. And, literally we tooled up the track together. We did some writing together on it. But I just demoed it up, sent it to him, and he said, we're not touching it. We're leaving it the way it is. I said, well, I can't come out with a dance song. And he was like, we're putting it out. And then, the timing was never right for it. And then, COVID happened and we're like, let's try to have a summer blazer, put it out there, give something to the people to get excited about. And certainly the reaction's been phenomenal.
I know before we were talking about different genres of music that you can write to and that you can kind of collaborate with and stuff. Have you ever thought about maybe doing like Latin fusion? Because I'm thinking maybe we could like somehow get Pitbull involved.
Oh man, I would love to do something with Pitbull. I'm a big fan of Pitbull's, not just his music, but his entrepreneurship as well. Like all of the different lanes and avenues he explores, just kind of understanding that, although he's had tremendous success, I mean, he's obviously an amazing performer, enough to get his own channel, for goodness sakes, on Sirius XM. So he's an incredible performer, but every interview I hear about that guy, I fall in love with his personality even more and more, and his brain, right? He just always comes up with new ways to, make money and have success and introduce new artists. He's somebody I admire very much in this business.
I mean, hey, listen, all we have to do is make a couple of phone calls. Maybe we can make it happen. Never know.
Yeah. Pitt, come on, let's do some work, right? No, but I would love to do some Latin fusion. I mean, we're big fans of his. I mean, 98 Degrees is talking about touring this next year. It's our 25th anniversary. And, we would love to collaborate. I mean, with Pitbull, there's been some thought and talk about maybe us doing something with him. So I hope it comes into fruition. Seriously.
I've had some of my mix show DJs drop your song. I've had
I love you for that.
Nkotb, Eddie Boy. They are like huge fans of the Stonebridge remix. How many other remixes do you have out of this song?
So we have 8. Stonebridge, Stonebridge has his own show on Sirius XM on BPM, I think. And so, he's been great to spin his own version of the song, which everybody seems to love. I got the UK report on the song. It's about the song's about the chart in the UK, and thank God. And they all love it, hands down with their feedback. His is the favorite mix out of all of it. Some like his extended mix, some like his radio mix, but almost 9 out of 10 people pick his mix. So there are 8 versions of it that we put on sale on iTunes, right? And then that's what caused it to go #1 on the dance chart there. But we have 8 more that we're probably going to release. There's so many different versions. There's a couple trap versions, chill, I think a lo-fi version of it. It's pretty crazy. So
if you're just tuning in, we are talking to Jeff Timmons, who we all know from 98 Degrees, but he has dropped this amazing track with Pompey. It's called Lit. We just have to talk about one of your bandmates from 98 Degrees, Nick Lachey, because he's got 2 of the most talked about shows out right now, Love is Blind and The Ultimatum, which PS, I've binged both and I am dying. So I want to know, what are your thoughts on these shows? Because I'm sure you had to have watched them.
I have not seen The Ultimatum yet. It debuted when I've been traveling, so I haven't gotten a chance to see it. But I heard it's amazing, and I know everyone knows Love is Blind. I mean, when you turn on Netflix, it's like #1 for weeks and weeks at a time. So that show's pretty crazy. And look, those guys are pretty controversial on that show, and there's always a soundbite or 2 from the contestants on that show that keep it going, right? But I have not seen the new one. I'm sure it's amazing. If Nick and Vanessa are part of it, it's got to be good stuff.
Any solo plans or any like appearances that you're planning to be doing in the next?
You are so awesome. I love you. You plug everything. It's amazing. So there just happens to be a show coming up in July 9th in Canton, Ohio at Centennial Plaza. It's an ATCK show. It's myself, AJ McLean, and Trevor from O-Town, and a new artist that I really, really love and getting behind named Varagiana. So they're expecting like 10,000 people at this thing, and we're excited about it. So, amazing. And it's near my hometown, so I'm thrilled to go back there and finally do something kind of cool.
And I'm pretty sure they could also get the information off of your social media pages too. I'm sure you're going to be posting like crazy.
Well, that's right. I mean, at Jeff Timmons, at jefftimmons.com. Of course. Yeah. I mean, I post religiously on there. Like you're always posting on there, and really good with the social media stuff. I'm trying to kind of adopt the way you do things. So
I will say, I got to give it to you, because out of a lot of, celebrities that are out there, not many interact with their fans. You are someone that actually takes the time out to respond to as many people as you can. And I commend you on that.
Oh, thank you. Every great experience I've had in my career, it's a result of having fans, right? So, I mean, for me, I love the feedback from the fans. We so appreciate each and every one of them. It sounds like a canned answer, but our fans will tell you, they can tell we appreciate them. And we have so much gratitude and respect for our fans and their opinions about the music, what they like, they don't like. So that's how we made it. Our fans are the ones that make it happen. So we're blessed.
So I know I was talking about how I'm a huge New Kids on the Block fan, right? And here's the crazy thing. I was listening to your song in depth the other day, and I had this epiphany. Okay. And I don't know, and I want clarification right now. I don't know if I'm going crazy or if I'm not, but there is a part of the song that reminds me, with the beat and the way that the lyrics are formed, of a New Kids on the Block song. The New Kids on the Block song is called Tonight. And it's that part that goes, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, everything burn up. It's the same thing. It's a different key. Look, after I had heard that little tiny part is similar, I can see why you think that, although this is a different song in a different key with a different meaning.
You know what? I'm just going to put it out there. I know I told you about this the other day, but the reason why I brought it to your attention is because I'm such a diehard fan that when I heard that part, I said to myself, I've heard this before. And I really had to dig into like my brain cells to figure out where it came from. And you ironically did it without even knowing.
No, and that happens a lot of times. I mean, there are only so many keys, so many ways you can do songs, so many chord progressions. It happens a lot. And then, look, sometimes you do it subconsciously. If I heard that song, I can't even remember it. So you'll do things like that, by accident sometimes. But you are right. It is the same rhythm.
Then in my mind, you channeled New Kids on the Block because that was around the same time 98 Degrees were out. And, you kind of brought the old to the new.
Since it sounds like a New Kids song, all those New Kids fans go out and get lit featuring Pompey because it has a New Kids reference in the.
It's got it's got a New Kids feel to it, just a little sped up. Well, with that said, I think I would love to give the fans a chance to check out the Stonebridge mix. So can you just do me a favor and introduce it for us?
Hey, this is Jeff Timmons and Pompey, the Stonebridge mix of Lit on Pitbulls Globalization.